Okay. Yeah, we are still on the test. Of course, it is City Radio 89.7 FM. Are we good to go? Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Okay. Mic check 1 2. All right. Shortly, we will be transmitting live and we'll be doing the introduction and taking the possible formalities. Remember, City Radio is in the city for the city. Of course, we are here to serve. In that vein, I really have to thank everyone for coming out today. My colleague has been saying, yeah, vote, not fight. Election is not war. In Pigeon Palace, election no be war, of course. And we know about that. Okay? In Igbo, election aburo, itu vote aburo ogu. Oburo ogu na mba. Okay? Yeah, we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that because some to the left, some to the right, and it will be going smoothly. That's what we are here for. We are here for enlightenment and then for awareness as well. You guys are welcome. It promises an epic event. Trust me when I say that. Sit back, relax. Shortly, things will kickstart in earnest. Of course, I'm not going to man the microphone, but I'll be intermittently be popping up somehow to do what I know how to do best. And before that, you get to know my name. It is yours sincerely. I know people are anticipating, but let me just not let the cat out of the bag yet. Okay. Of course, we are still testing the microphone 1 2, and we are streaming live on YouTube at City Radio Vevo. Of course, 89.7 FM. You will get us there live on your YouTube channel. And then we are transmitting on the frequency 89.7 FM, of course. Okay. Like I say shortly, we'll be doing the introduction and it will be going live on air. We are still keeping things ticking. Just like my colleague will say, we are dotting the I's and crossing the T's to make sure that things work out effectively. Okay? Is it going? Is it going? DJ Engineer Olu. Am I on to you, DJ Engineer Olu? All right. Okay, that's how we do, that's how we roll. And that's how we are one happy family. Okay, okay. Feel free to smile, feel free to laugh because it's a happy day. We are live in the land of the living. So it's a thing of joy and it's a thing to praise God for. Of course, Anilaro Tete Konudo, like they will sing Ekene Delichuku. Of course. Okay. Very shortly, I'll be telling you who I am and what I'm for.
Please, if you're outside, kindly come in.
Yeah, I know the red carpet is
Glorious called away to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with heart and might one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our lead.
Is Umar Garuba is being ably represented by Rabiu Garuba, that's the divisional police officer. Can we just put our hands together for him? So you are safe. So officer is here. And DSP CC Ogbu retired. He's retired, but he's not tired. And ASP Ejemote Charles. Sorry if I murder your name, my brother. So let's appreciate them. Okay. Can I just come to the high table? So let's give them that honor. You can come, sir. Okay, we can use here, right? And again, okay, let me just give it to the people that know them, let them to media people.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. If you're happy in this room, just lift your hand and say, I am happy I'm here. If you're happy to be here, turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm happy I'm here. Now, turn to your left and tell your neighbor, vote, not fight. Turn to your neighbor by the right and say, neighbor, please, vote, not fight. Now, let's complete it. Say, neighbor, mo. 12 votes. Let's clap for ourselves. We need to thank everybody that has been patient enough to be here since morning. And those that were told, what are you still doing here? You should be in Dolly Hills Hotels here to talk about vote, not fight. We want to thank everybody, and we apologize for starting off behind schedule. In Nigeria, in what? Nigerian time is what? Nigerian time. We're praying that God will help us from this canker worm called Nigerian time, so that we will improve and make our nation move forward. We want to thank everybody that's contributed to the success of this story. There's no way we can forget the conveners of Vote But Not Fight, talking about NDI, National Democratic Institute. We can't forget the Young Stars Development Initiative, majorly the organizers working with NDI, and then YAGA, USAID, they are always here, and then UK8. Well, thank you all for trying to make sure that Anambra will have a peaceful and credible election. Let's give them a round of applause, please. We promise you one thing here in this gathering. We're going to be very fast in whatever we're doing, because already we have been working in the field. You remember last month we started with Two-Face. Okay, this month, that's in October. We started this project with Two-Face sitting in Anambra State, and then interfacing with CSOs, and the civil societies, the media, the police, and then those who are actually looking for Agwoka, those that want to sit in Agwoka, they had an interface with them. But we're happy that we are getting almost to the end, because when is it happening? When is the election happening? When is the election happening? Boss votes call Gaby. Boss votes call Gaby. Call Gaby. That's the final. So we're going to work very hard to make sure that this election is done what? Peacefully. Already we have people that have been waiting patiently for us. And first of all, the Commissioner of Police, Omar Garba, Commissioner of Police, Anambra State. We want to appreciate you, sir, for your patience. He's represented here by SP Rabiu Garba. He's the Divisional Police Officer, Ege Division, Onitsha here. Sir, please, we are thanking you for being patient. Down, sir. And then we also want to recognize DSP CC Ogu, retired. Please, sir, would you mind coming up to the high table, please? Or you want to stay there? Thank you very much. Let's clap for him. Okay, we also have ASP Ejimofo Charles, the admin officer, Fege Divisional Police, Onitsha. Please, sir, would you mind coming up to the high table? Okay. But then, as we go on, we have here, it's all about the youth. Is that right? Youth, is it not your day? Is it not your time? Yes, so any nation that doesn't have the youth is what? Is what? Any nation that doesn't have the youth is what? Is what? Is doomed. See now, the adults, the elderly ones are saying is doomed, and you are saying is blessed. Is that so? Okay, whether doomed or dead, they are what? The same thing. Okay, now we want to invite to the high table the Executive Director of Integrity Youth Development Initiative, Mr. Nonso Orakwe. As he heavily marches up the high table, let's have for Nonso. Nonso is actually the state coordinator of Vote Not Fight Campaign in Anambra State. Where is he? Has he disappeared? If you see him, tell him to run over to this place, Bikonu. Okay, we also have another person, the CEO of Samora Media. He is the CEO, but he's heavily represented by another beautiful young lady. We're talking about Chidima Oramali. Chidima, would you mind walking up here with all the gusto that is in your body? Let's clap for Chidima. Let's clap for her. Thank you very much. Just the high table, please, young lady. All right. And now we also have in our midst Lady Adobe Adia. She is an OAP in ABS on here, but she's representing the Nigerian Guild of Broadcasters. If Adobe Adia is here, would you mind coming up to the high table? Let's clap for her. Adobe. Yes. Let's keep clapping. Don't you have strength, youths? Thank you very much. There's no we can forget those that said we should come over here all the way from Abuja. They came down here. First, we'll need to recognize the presence of Uge Timi Panipre. Did I get it? Yes. Let's clap for him. He is the Senior Program Assistant, National Democratic Institute. You are at large. We'll see you everywhere in the hall. Okay. We can't forget you. He's here. He's been here since morning, making sure that, when you put one and one together, it becomes what? Two. He is the Senior Program Officer, Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth, and Advancement, YAGA. Ibrahim Farouk. Where is our brother Ibrahim Farouk? I heard he's one of the big brains behind the Not Too Young to Run initiative. One day a youth will be the president of Nigeria in Jesus' name. Amen. One day a 110-year-old man will be the president of Nigeria in Jesus' name. Oh, one day a youth will be the president of Nigeria in Jesus' name. They have been sleeping. Let's clap for them. I beg. All right. Yes, we also want to say, everybody here, you are a very special person. Whether you are at the high table or at the low table or at the back, front, middle, or center, you are blessed, and we are happy that you're here. Promise kept. Promise number one kept. We have to do it sharp, sharp. Those that talk will say sharply, sharply. So let's invite right here one who has been running around. He's actually one of the program officers of the Youngsters Development Initiative. You definitely removed your name from the list of people that will be recognized. You're not here. You're not here. But you must be here because you need to come and give us your welcome address and the overview of the Vote Not Fight campaign. That's Mr. Sunday Adaje. He is the of YDI, that's Youth Development Initiative. Let's clap for him as he comes over. Shapali Shapalio.
Thank you very much, Ifi, and the members of the high tip. You are highly welcome. Brian, I know Ibrahim, he has a lot of work on his decks. I have to drag him from Abuja to come. So let's just appreciate him. Let's just appreciate you, Brian, for taking the time to come to Anambra. As a matter of fact, I think this is your first time in Anambra, right? So let's just clap for him again. Thank you. Just like I was saying before, Vote Not Fight, Election No Be War is an initiative of NDI, but it has some other partners that are helping them to implement the program. We came about this program about, let me just say 2015, as a result of what happened 2011. You know, 2011 election was very, very bloody, in the sense that most youth were affected. People of the National Youth Service Corps, people that are doing ad hoc staff, many of them. So it became incumbent on us to look at what's the cause of this crisis. Why are youth so affected in some of these crises? So we came up with this idea of Vote Not Fight, Election No Be War. It's an acronym, but it just don't start like that. A lot of debates, a lot of back and forth for us to come up with that name. And we're happy that today it's a brand that many people are associating with, and many people are keying to the objective of the idea behind the Vote Not Fight, Election No Be War. So basically, it's for you to participate in the electioneering process. Because when you participate in the electioneering process, that is where you can change the system, because you must be part of the system before you can change the system. So, and for youth to participate as a voter, we now scale it up, not to vote alone. After voting, what about yourself? You can be a candidate as well. So that's the stage the Vote Not Fight, Election No Be War is now. Because there must be free and fair election before we can have a credible candidate. And for election to be free and free, in the Electoral Act, I'm sorry the INEC officials are not here, violence can annul election. Our officer will testify to that. Because when there is violence, the system has been compromised. So we thought that, okay, if election is peaceful, then we can have credible candidate through the process. So this year, we scale it up, just like I said, is for you to participate, not for you to be voting all the time. Because I'm happy they're not too young to run. Colleague is here. It's part of the project we are running, because we run it concurrently with Not Too Young to Run. So whenever we have programs like that, we inculcate it into it. Because the aims are the same. It's for you. This program is for you. Because election must be free before, during, and after the election. So the Vote Not Fight is your project. That's why we're able to domesticate the acronym into Igbo language. Because wherever we go, so that people will be able to resonate with it. So as you live here today, this is your program. You are on air right now. So be prepared to ask our panelists any question that you feel or have been bothering you regarding election, because they are equally ready to answer any of your questions. So I want to congratulate you for being part of this process, for part of the history today, because we might not be having any live radio town hall meeting again before the election. And I believe CityRadio as well, they are listening to you even beyond Anambra. So be ready with your tough question. They will be able to answer it. So congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sunday, for being brief and straight to the point. Actually, why we're here is to find out preparations towards realizing a free, and credible, and fair election. That's why we're here, and we have a lot of sectors working to make sure that these are realized. That's why when you look up and the police because there's no election that will take place in Anambra State without the police being there. Custodian of our security together with other people. So they've been working. We know they've been working. Like this morning, I'm supposed to be in a meeting with a commissioner of police that they're having with their organizing for all the political parties and their candidates. I'm supposed to be there, so I had to send up a representative. But here we need to know what they are doing to make sure that everything is intact. Already we know what happened in Anambra just the other day when there was a perceived vaccination attempt by the army, yes, Nigerian army. And what happened? Thank God nobody died. Even though we had we heard in the social media that some people died. No one then won, but they have not been verified. So they are here for us to know what they have done, to make sure that things will go on very well, smoothly, to make sure that we have a kind of apathy now in Anambra State. I say a lot of people are afraid to come out and vote. Or so the police will assure us today how ready they are to protect our lives and our property, to make us come out on that day and vote. And I remember that there was a time something like an interagency consultative committee on election security was set up in Anambra State. In fact, I was in a round table that was organized by a German development organization in partnership with NOA, and they mentioned something like that. They talked about, giving out a hotline and all this. So today we want to know how far they've gone in doing this. So let's invite CP Omar Garba, Commissioner of Police, Anambra State, who is here represented by SP Rabiu Garba, DPO Fege Division, to give us an update on security in Anambra State towards which date? 18th November. Thank you very much, sir. Let's start from you.
I welcome you to this very good program geared towards the election that we are expecting on 18th of November. That is gubernatorial election in Anambra State. She has already introduced the topic. We know that we cannot occupy government office without passing through election, except when we experience those during military interregnum. Now this is a democratic process. So this election is a process of which we emerge into offices to occupy government offices, either to vote you in or to vote you out. But this election has a lot of concomitant problems right from the history of this country. From 1964 to 65, that is after independence, the general election is marked with violence. And this violence continues moving from one election to another. Almost all the 8 elections, the 7 are marked with violence. So violence has become part of our politics. But the 2015 election, through the overview, a lot of observers, both within regional and international organs, they have perceived that one to be one of the best elections, that the violence was relatively managed. So because of all this problem, we find it necessary that the police committee should prepare all necessary measures to ensure that this Anambra election was peaceful, free, and credible. It is as a result of this, the Commissioner of Anambra State requests the reinforcement from other commands, which will have over 20,000 policemen to augment the one existing in the state. So averagely from each polling booth, with the sister agency, we are expecting not less than 10 policemen at a particular polling booth. So that is to tell you that it will balance the stride. It will protect the material, that is the preparation, pre-election preparation. We are apt to make sure that the sensitive material are well guided. The Commissioner of Anambra State has already deployed men to cover all the INEC offices 3 months ahead of the election. To tell you that we have taken a proactive measures to make sure that the offices are not tempered in one way or the others. Then by the time that the sensitive materials are there, we are going to augment more to make sure that those materials are not tempered in one way or the others. So we have guaranteed the safety of this pre-election preparation, both issuing of voters' card and everything. We have deployed police at each voters, those that led to registration. We have deployed policemen to make sure that each and every person collected his voters' card without any hitch. It is almost to us in the realization of this free and fair election that we ensure that the escort of the material, we want to in concert with INEC, that the police will make sure that all the super racks are protected. The collection center are protected. The material will move a day ahead of the election, of which first thing in the morning they will be distributed accordingly under proper escort. So when this material are escorted all to the various points, with the presence of the men deployed at each political unit, polling unit, we believe that the safety of the workers and the electors is guaranteed at each point. And therefore, during the election, we make sure that there is a lot of the command have deployed enough patrol vehicles. Those neighboring states, like our border with Asaba from the head beach, we make sure there is a strong stop and search at that point to guide our border and waterways. Then places from the hinterland area, the riverine area, we have already arranged our flying board that will convey the men to places like Nzam or Wikwele, all these water areas. So those delay of the materials, maybe because of lack of transportation, that pre-expected problem has been already taken care of in advance. So our men will be fully on ground to guarantee the safety of the electorate, INEC staff, and the electorate. Therefore, and during the election, all the people coming for election, their safety is guaranteed because we have patrol vehicle, we have district unit, we have a people on standby in case of eventualities, apart from the people originally deployed to those polling booths. So the command is poised to make sure that the safety of the citizen during the election, including the electoral offices, electoral staff, INEC staff, ad hoc staff, is guaranteed during the election. And after the election, with the new development from INEC, that after accreditation, you vote immediately. So those fatigue of you to wait after accreditation and go back again has been taken care of the INEC. I think if they are here, they will speak for themselves. So when the INEC finish that one and the election is over, we escort the material. And with the new development that the INEC told us, that they are going to announce the result at each polling booth. So it will be very, very easy from the polling booth to the collection center to the final, from the ward collection center to the final collection center at each local government, because final one at Oka. So all our men are ready to escort this material to ensure that this election was free, credible, and fair. Then the youth, we have already run a lot of sensitization program like this, even among our personnel. We ensure let the personnel take care of the fundamental human right of the citizens, so there will be no abuse of right of each citizen at the polling booth. And you should equally take into cognizance that the presiding officer is in charge of the polling booth. So all of electoral offenses is the one to direct the police that you should arrest this person. Then police will go ahead to arrest. Except where somebody commits a conventional crime. Like somebody stealing, we don't need INEC to tell us that somebody is stealing because we have power to arrest without warrant in an event of stealing in our presence. But like issue of sharing money, issue of any electoral offenses at the polling booth, the presiding officer is there to direct us. Our primary duty there is to provide security. So the youth, we have already told you, eschew violence because you know the concomitant problem attached with violence. We know the coercive agent came because of maybe issue of alienation, impunity, greed from the politicians. But we have already raised you assured, stay clear, don't become vulnerable that somebody will use you like tissue. After use, he throw you away. You should stay clear. Don't allow somebody to use you because this is a process that if you bring a genuine person, he stand for you. But you allow somebody to pay you, give you a token and buy your rights. Those your values, your etiquette, your morals that deciding you, all you abandon it because of little money. And you should enter and be used like a tool. And as a result of this violence, it has a lot of effects. Some people lost their life in 2011 election, including 10 youth corpers. More than 800 people who were killed because of the violent activities performed by youth. For what reason? At what cost are you even be used to carry dagger, iron, gun, arms and ammunition to fire at your fellow youth just because to protect the interests of the capitalists? So the youth, it is the right time for you to decide to have a class consciousness and stay clear, not to participate in any activities that will derogate your personality or your image in the society. Your future is blind when you are used for all those things, because in an event of violence, one innocent person lost his life. Economically, a lot of damage, burning of property of value, not only to the politician, to even an innocent person. And by so doing, you create underdevelopment and waste of resources to the nation, which make our future in this country very difficult. In this regard, I'm very, very happy to appreciate a program like this to enlighten you so that we should understand our do and don'ts. That politics of do or die, like in 2007, the politics is a do or die game. We should stay clear. That's why when I see this in senior, vote no fight and election no be war. I'm very, very happy. So you are all welcome. Thank you.
I think he deserves better than that. Let's give him a round of applause again. He has just summarized it all, talked about their efforts. At the beginning, I said I was a witness to some of them, and then he had to give us some efforts that his organization has made in order to make sure that they give us adequate security during election. And I was quick to note that majorly you were talking about deployment and enforcement of personnel. And we know that there are some other issues that go with that. So we would like you to clarify some of these issues. For instance, I remember that the IGP, I think it was in September, that he made an announcement that they're going to deploy about 21,087 police officers down to Anambra State for this election. And then you've already told us that each poll will have about 10 police officers there manning the polling booths. But I want to state something. One, we need to know those police officers that will man that will help us contain security, are they going to be heavily armed? Do you understand what I mean? Are they authorized to have guns? And then, I think there is a disconnect between the people and the police and people in uniform. Do you know why I'm saying this? When I started this, I told you something about what happened in Anambra State recently about the army trying to do goodwill to the Anambra. They were trying to vaccinate, though it was proved that it was wrong anyway, but they were trying to execute their social responsibility to make us trust them, to make us love them, to know that it's not just carrying gun that matters, but that they are people that feel they have blood running in their veins, that they are part of us. But then, that thing, it went overboard. People were afraid. And I'm sure, I'm on Anambra, I'm a citizen, I know that mistrust that we have in the army, that majority of us have that mistrust in anything in uniform. So I don't know if there's, you're making efforts towards making people around us, maybe through the media and some other arms, to know that the police is your friend. That's one question. And then another one, you remember also that we have this ICCES, that's the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. It's a national thing, so we want to know if already it's running in Anambra State. If it's not running, when is it going to be set up? And then who are members of that committee? It's all about consultation. Civil societies are there. Are they there? The youths, are they represented? The women, are they represented? These are issues that we want to know. Then there's another, what we call a pre-election observation report that was actually put together by Yerga. It's a kind of research that they made on the upcoming election on 18th, and they gave us a very big good, that for now they've not found out anything about rigging or anything, some sinister things that people are planning, but they noticed that people are engaging in hate speeches. Tomorrow you might wake up and then hear somebody saying that this governorship election, this gubernatorial candidate lost the mother the other day, or, I don't know, that the child was an armed robber and was arrested. You can hear such things. It's just natural that you hear it. So I don't know if you are doing anything to make people know that when you engage in hate speech, it's against the law, and that you could be arrested, and then, I don't want to use a very harsh word, but that it is against the law and the law might catch up with you. This is another thing that we want to. And then, you didn't mention anything about the hotline. I know that one of them is running in the media, but we would like if you give it to us so that people can copy down. If anything is happening on that day, they can just roll it up. And then, please, the media, I don't seem to hear more about the police and the media. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry that I'm beleaguering you with a lot of questions. Please, prepare your own questions.
Okay, as regard to the policemen deployed at the polling unit, those policemen are not armed. But at interval, the patrol vehicle that moves around, they are armed. So there's what is called, we balance the stride. We have what is called proportionality test. Those one at the polling booth, they are not armed. In an event of trouble, they will now call. And when we now discover the problem, we have to assess the situation and look at it whether it requires use of firearm or not. In using firearm, we use what is called plan. We have what is called proportionality test. Is the person attacking the people, is it with bare hand or is using a firearm? If he's using firearm, we have to look at it whether there's any other means to contain him. If there's no any other means, we are justified to use our firearm to balance him in order not to endanger the life of the policeman or the life of the other innocent citizen. Then we look at legality, whether is it legal to take that action? Then can we account for the action, and does it become necessary? So under this doctrine of plan, that is where the armed men may come in. But ordinarily at the polling booth, they are not armed. But where there is a violence, and that violence escalates beyond control, which we are going to assess is based on our professional training, that whether it requires use of firearm or not, or which we didn't encourage, it becomes only like a last resort. So that is why policemen are trained on conflict management. They were trained how to use lethal weapon, force, limitation of use of force and lethal weapon. We have trained the personnel that are going to engage in this election. And they were trained about human rights from state level up to division level, so that our right to dignity, right to human person are fully observed during the election. Then the interagency, the NGOs are rapporteurs. They are already there to represent most of the, to perform some oversight function. The NGO, once they are recognized, they're going to screen them. Those that they feel they have qualified to stand and represent it, they will be there to represent, to be a watchdog, to see where things are done well, where they are not well, at least they take measures. Then pre-election observation report. The hate speech, as she rightly said, it speaks for himself. Hate speech is criminal. Some even lead to treasonable offenses. If you make a statement that attracts treason, automatically you have committed a treasonable offense. And where hate speech constitutes a crime and we receive a report, automatically once we investigate and the evidence to prove that hate speech is there, that person will be prosecuted before the court of law, court of competent jurisdiction, which will attract a legal penalty. Then issue hotline, we are going to disseminate the hotline before the election. Definitely we will get the hotline that once you call, there will be a response unit to that effect. Then the media, already they are our partners. Constitutionally under Section 22, it is their duty to serve as a whistleblowers. So the media are there by virtue of Section 22 of the Constitution is to observe Chapter 2 of the Constitution. So if media are part and parcel of us, so they are part of the observers, so they will move around as a media watchdog, so that they will now see whether it was done well or it is not done well. Where they discover there is a rough, they will blow their whistle, and it will allow whoever is concerned to take necessary measure or face the wrath of law. Thank you. Interagency, the sister organization are already part of us. They are already incorporated, not only the police. We have sister organizations like immigration, custom, prison service, road safety, all of them are attached to us. So it is not only police going to be sole duty. So it is like we partner with all sister organizations to provide services on them. We have already run it.
I don't know if we'll have any question from the floor or from here. Because we're trying to express our worries. They said a problem shared is a problem solved. Do you understand? So please you have the just ask. Do you understand? You have this is the only chance you have to ask that question, because already this is the Commissioner of Police. He's the highest authority in the state now policing. So I don't know. Yes, thank you.
Good day, sir. My name is Comrade Dignity Oboso. I'm from Onitsha North. My question is this. In most of the election, let me use 2015 election to be precise. Some of your men who are at the polling booth, when they are being given money, maybe by one political party, they will just allow election malpractices to be going on. Even when you call their attention to that particular incident, they will just say, oh boy, now waiting, okay, we don't hear. So what I'm asking is, have there been any check, as any kind of line be set aside, so that when such incidents occur, we can directly call that line and inform them of what is happening at that particular polling booth. Thank you, sir.
Good day, all. Our protocol duly observed. My question is, where you said that they have 881,000 policemen on ground. So I want to ask, in each polling unit, do they have a particular number that will be done? Because considering the number of policemen around, I think it will be scary. So in a polling unit, will there be a particular number at that polling unit? You know? So that's what I want to. Because the number of police, I think it will scare people away.
Good day, everyone. My question is, if we are to see any police officer in a polling unit misbehaving, like engaging himself in all these election violence and other things, due to one of them being paid to act, because I know some of these kind of things normally happen, are we free to report to are we free to blow our own whistle, or is there anybody we are to report to before getting to the police headquarters? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Arinze. I'm a student of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. So you made mention of equipment, security equipment being distributed around during the election. And concerning the last election held in Anambra State, some coppers were being hit by the gun. So are there security equipment like bulletproofs that are available for these coppers and some other staffs during the election? Thank you.
Okay, my name is CityRadio Mani. We are from Moi. My question goes this way. Based on the past experience, we do encounter at polling stations. We saw police officers in collaboration with the INEC officers. They do business. Now, in this coming election, when we see that kind of a thing, what are we going to do? We, the electorate, observer, or whatever, are we permitted to do a video call, maybe use our phone to video the scene? Assuming if we are allowed to video the happening, where are we going to report such an offense? Thank you.
Are you asking a different question? Okay, let us allow me.
All protocol duly observed. My name is Comrade David Michael from Unizik. Sir, in your statement, you made mention that there will be 10 police men at each polling unit, and they will be unarmed, as they will not have any weapons with them to defend in case of any crime that will happen there. I said, in your statement, you made mention there will be 10 policemen in each polling unit, and they will not have any firearms with them. Then I would like to ask, what if maybe, for instance, all these youths or maybe all these thugs that will just come there, they will just shoot, and before you know it, everybody will just scatter there, and the next thing they will jack the polling, that's in the ballot box, and they will go and exchange it and bring another ballot box that have already been filled. So I think if people should look into it, maybe if it is 1 or 2 or 3 of the policemen there should be armed in case of all these, in case of these talks. The other thing again is that, like a copper or maybe the assistant presiding officer, are you allowed to, like, self-defense, to defend yourself in case if there's an opportunity for you to defend yourself? Thank you.
you.
Okay, thank you very much. Issue of corruption during voting by the police officer involved. You should report, you are asking whether you should report to the police and maybe police didn't take action. Try and take into cognizance there is what is called electoral offenses. And presiding officer is in charge of that polling booth. So once there is an electoral offense, you report to the presiding officer. The presiding officer may direct police to effect an arrest. Are you getting me? That's why in my own speech I told you that it is in an event of conventional crime, like somebody attacking you, like what the other person said, like somebody attacking you with weapon, we don't need to wait because this one your life is in danger. Or you see somebody stealing. But there is electoral offenses, like doing campaign there, or giving money to voters to vote somebody. These are electoral offenses. And the presiding officer is in charge of that polling booth. So you report to presiding officer, and presiding officer may direct police to effect an arrest because it's an electoral offenses. Is it clear? In an event where you discover a policeman has become partisan, that is why the number they are going to relay to all of you before this election, you can report his conduct. And going with the technology now with all your Android and smartphone, in an event you see something, you snap it. Even the policemen are conscious that now the world is in a global parallel, that you have means of getting this documentary evidence and forward them to the necessary quarters. By the time he started you video, he will maintain himself. So all your smartphone, you are allowed to record whatever you are doing to gather evidence. In case if there's a violation, there will be a tribunal thereafter, and those evidence may be tendered. All their work they did for rigging will end into futility. Is it clear? Then the second one is a scary number. I can remember John Locke said, man is born free but always in chain. It's better you get enough security than you get lack of security in a place. Police are your friend. We are not operating like in the heat of a very crude. You see policemen are shooting. We have enlightened our men to a certain level. At least we are relatively okay by now. With our number, the presence of the large number of police should not scare you. It's better you get enough police than to get enough armed robbers. Thank you. Then police engaging in crime. That is why the number is there. Call us. Call us immediately. No policeman is above the law. Everybody is liable for any criminal responsibility. Any policeman that becomes partisan in politics, his conduct must be punished. Last election in 2015, a lot are dismissed, a lot are sacked, a lot are imprisoned. So in an event where any recalcitrant police officer tries to become partisan in that election, make sure his conduct is reported to us and necessary measure will be taken against him. Then the NYC, this self-defense is a constitutional right. If somebody attacks you and your life is in danger, you have to defend yourself, either during election or outside election period. You cannot see somebody carry a weapon to injure you and you surrender to die. That one, you have a right to defend yourself. Then, police and INEC doing business. That is to say, maybe you have reported to the INEC, and the INEC and the police have conspired to do one thing or the other. Try and develop an evidence and report to the higher authority. That's why you see they do rerun, and that's why you see they nullify some election and do rerun or supplementary. Is it clear? So in an event like that, they can cancel it. Issue of snatching ballot box with this development from capturing, they are getting, INEC, I think they told us that by the time they capture you, they are receiving from the center there in Abuja. So any number of persons captured is already with them. So I don't think if you come carry ballot box and run, and the people that capture or vote for that place, you don't come bring large number of votes, invariably you have disqualified the center. So I don't think issue of thuggery to snatch ballot box with this development, I feel that the youth should know that it's no longer in vogue. Then issue of self-defense, I think I have mentioned that one. I think I have answered your questions.
Thank you. We're not letting you go. A song said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. We are still asking for more blessings, sir. You remember we talked about the interagency And then we would like to know if we can contact them. Is it possible to have their contacts? And then how can the youth work with them? Is it possible for them to work with them? And then there's a number that is trending on radio stations. I don't know if it has something to do with the emergency number, police emergency number. A particular number, phone number that is trending in radio stations, because that thing is basic. Most of the questions asked here is all about how do I report? How do I connect the police? Thank you, sir.
Okay, we are going to disseminate more numbers on media so that the members of the public can assess how they can lodge their complaint. The youth, the police are in charge of internal security. So all the youth within our domain, definitely we are going to harness them into this election so that they should be part and parcel of the electoral process. So each DPO from his unit will have the number of youth that maybe you come from a particular NGO, you are representing for advocacy of a free and fair election. Definitely we have allowed in the past, and I believe we're going to sustain that relationship so that you should be there to monitor how it was done. Thank you.
Can we give a round of applause? Let's clap for him. I don't know, should we get to the youths? Should we get to the youths? I think we are done with, but you're not going, sir. We're not letting you go unless you bless us. And the blessing will continue as the youths talk, so that you know the activities they've done to make sure that Indiana Bravo votes and never fight. Before we start off with the youths, here we have the representatives of the youths. We have Chimoramolo Oramali. Not Oramolo Oramali. And then we have Nonso Orakwe. But before I introduce Nonso Orakwe, I need to introduce one great guy, here in our midst. Already we've introduced him, but I didn't introduce him the way I should have, because what we preach for the youth is for you to, grow yourself, be creative, impact on others, leave legacies that people will remember you for. And so we have somebody here in our midst. He is actually the one who initiated the Not Too Young to Run campaign. Yes. He's the one asking them to give the youth a chance. After all those in authority now started as youth. Some started at 25. I don't want to mention names, but they basically started at 24, 25, just like that. And they've made ways. So why can't the youth start that young? We're talking about the Senior Program Officer, Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, YAGA, Ibrahim Farouk. Please, let's stand up and give him a round. Let's stand up and thank him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have impressed us so well. I'm telling you, because internationally you are known to represent the youth well. And then right here, I'm happy that I've just touched you. After this program, come and touch him and get some of his blessings there. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Sit down. Okay, now it's time for the youths to talk. And the youths, Bikun, Ogun Elugo, Nonso Orakwe and Chidimo Ramel, you are now on the hot seat. We want to know your activities. What have you done to make sure that on 18th of November, everybody will troop out? Me, I want to vote, so even though I'll be there monitoring, observing, not monitoring, I'll be observing, but I want to know that I'll come back with my head intact. Do you understand? I want to know things you've done to make sure that Indiana will have the confidence you want them to have in coming out to vote on that day. So let's start with, do we do ladies first? Let's do ladies first, because I'm a highly genderized person. So Chidima, let's start with you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the streets of Anambra, don't be surprised at what I'm going to do now, but that's what you see. That's what you hear everywhere you go. Win. Ojebego. Ebe ko neje. Ojebego. Where is it going to? It's going to hell. And who are the champion of this Ojebego? You that are sitting there, I am that are standing here, watching. The person we are talking about there, for the past 4 years, for the past 3 years, for how many years that I've been living, how has it touched your life positively? When he was in your age, he was really you, she was really you. At this point in time, you are still shouting, Ojebego, Onejebe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you on a journey. The role of youth in mitigating against electoral violence. It won't be surprising to me if a new English will be formed in Nigeria, and that is youth synonymous with violence. I pray it won't happen, but that is where we are getting to. When you say youth, you say violence. Is that the right thing? Can you hear me? Is that the right thing? Who are you? What do you represent? Where are you going to? Election, election, election. Violence, violence, violence. Youth. Once we talk about election, we talk about violence, we talk about youth. What's violence? It is electoral violence. You can know, you see that a situation whereby people try to change the process just to suit their personal interest. They're just doing it. You suffer, I suffer as a youth. But at the end of the day, they gain it and throw us to the trash and label us miscreants, people that are disturbing the society. They will use us when they want, dump us, and even at the end kill, because they've gotten to what they want. But we ask ourselves this question: what's really cause youth violence during election? Because if you don't know the cause of things, you may not properly find a solution to that. I represent a media industry, and I will take my speech from there. One of the greatest causes of violence during an election is hate campaign. And it's just too much at this point in time. If you open the social media, you will surely be so dissatisfied with what you see. I don't see youth coming up, marketing the candidates with issue-based campaign, telling us how far because I know very well that those people jostling for position or the other have held one or two positions, how far they have gone. That will help us to assess them. Rather, what we hear is vulgar languages, nasty things that doesn't even exist. Who are propagating all this? Youth. It's not just started with us, because I wasn't born in the Second Republic, but I know very well then what I read in the book. In the old Anambra that we have, when Jim Wobodo and Ojukwu them were going for campaign, you know what they call Ojukwu then? Edi afonu. You know what they call Jinwo Obodo? Or Shoma one of Igbo land. As if that is all he know. And that one made Jinwo Obodo to go and open up. They were actually doing it in NTA. And so Jinwo Obodo has to go and open up ABS, Anambra Broadcasting Service, just to have a kind of a channel to prepare his own campaign. Why do you engage in hate speech? Why do you engage in hate speech? When you should be talking about how to mentor yourself, how to make sure that the person that is going to take over the matter of leadership represents your interest. Why are you engaging in thuggery when the person that is using you will never use his or her own child? Let me round up. What I want you to do is this. When you go home, you analyze yourself. The impact the people that are using you have made in your life. And that will help you to make an assessment of who to vote. How far would they address the unemployment issue? Because I know that if you are busy in your office, you will not be in the social media writing those hate speech. This is what we're going to look at, and then we'll go there.
Please clap for her harder than this. The youth, it's your time. So Nonso Rakwe, tell us the activities you've done. Vote not fight. Who have you met? Do I really know that you people exist? We need to know that too. Have you been endorsed? In fact, we need to know a lot of things you've done in Anambra State to make sure people will vote and not fight on that day. Let's clap for Nonso Rakwe.
The Commissioner of Police, ably represented by SP Rabiu Garuba, the Yaga representative, the other members of the high table. Good afternoon, all. Asking good afternoon. Okay, my name is Nonso Orakwe. I represent Integrity Youth Development Initiative. I'm also the coordinator of Vote Not Fight Anambra North. And also coordinator Not Too Young to Run in Anambra State. We have had a lot of things here. A lot of things from the security posts, a lot of things from youth organizations, but I'm just here to give you briefly on what we have been doing so far in the state. I think last month, we had a capacity building program here in Anambra State, organized by Youngsters, Yaga, Integrity Development Initiative, and other local partners. And also Two-Face Foundation, he was here live, and of course the NDI and USAID were the key sponsors of that program, where local government coordinators were established, inaugurated. They were trained and were asked to go to their various local governments and do something meaningful on Vote Not Fight. Since then, we have been engaging people, especially the stakeholders. Of course, we know what election is all about. Once it gets to election, we begin to think of so many things. What are we thinking? We are thinking of violence. What are we thinking? Violence is not when you shoot gun. Violence is not when you slap. Violence is not when you stab. Violence is not when you break bottles and all of that. Like one of the issues that came up here, hate speech. They are all part of what? Violence. And also, giving out money in the polling booths is also what? Violence. You are violating the norms that governs the electioneering at that moment. So what were we doing for the past 1 month and all of that? We've been engaging people. Like I said, stakeholders. We have 3 coordinators. One is here. The other one is, I could not make it. Kingsley Chukurasi is here, coordinating Anambra Central. I am for Anambra North, and the other person, Clement, who is unavoidably absent here, coordinates South. What do we do? Immediately after the training, young people, coordinators, 2 persons from local government took it on themselves to discharge effectively what they've been taught. And I tell you, I don't know if your local government have not heard about Vote Not Fight. Is there any local government there that have not heard about Vote Not Fight? Is there any local government here that have not heard about it? Is there anyone? Let me see your hands. So what it means is that these groups have been able to dwell much on the program, on the activities of Vote Not Fight. How do we do that? We engaged social media, we engaged radio stations, we engaged traditional rulers, we engaged PGs, we engaged religious leaders like your priests and all of them. They were all part of this process. If you didn't hear it directly from us, you also hear it from them. We engaged even the motor parks, what are you called? The Agboro. We also engaged market women, and we've all gone round. People from Abaru, people from Anambra East, people from Onitsha North and South, people from Ayamelum. Ayamelum, are you here? Okay, good. People from Oyi local government, are you here? So we are all doing this thing religiously to make sure that we get it right, that election in Anambra State will be free and fair. And with that, we have, by so doing, we have made ourselves the ambassadors of peace in Anambra State. Now, we have also engaged political parties. Those of us who are friendly with Facebook and some other social medias must have seen young people from Orumba, from Nnewi, from Oka, engaging political parties like ABBA. We have met with the governor when we launched this campaign. We met with the governor, His Excellency Dr. Willie Obiano. We met with him on this same campaign, and he endorsed it. Then the flag off of Abga, we were there. Most of the chieftains in Abga endorsed it. The time we had program in ABS, which Ifeoma Chukwu anchored, we have one of the BOT members coming around to chat with us. He also endorsed the program. All these things we are talking, we have facts. Then, on the side of PDP, our people were also part of the rally held here in at All Saints. Those who were there, can I see your hands? Okay, that's very good. That's very good. That's very good. And also APC rally, people were there. Can I see those that were there? That's wonderful. So you see, we are engaging, and also PPA and UPP, all those flag off in other areas. People, we are there to tell people that the importance of vote not here. Vote not here. Vote not here. Now, not only that, we have been able to engage also the the system that connives or brings all the political party together at PAC and all of that, for them to endorse this vote not fight issue. Not only that, we engage in fact, all the candidates have been engaged in this vote not fight program. We have engaged APC candidates, we have engaged ABGA candidates, we have engaged PDP candidates, UPP candidates, name them. Many of them, we have all engaged them to embrace peace. Not only engaging them, we put this clause. There is this clause that you cannot just remove. There is this clause that cannot just die. There is this clause that is always living in someone's life. That clause is being an ambassador. So it's not only when you meet governor, the governor becomes the ambassador, or you meet a candidate, he becomes ambassador. No, you that is doing this job with us is also an ambassador. Then finally, the role of young people in mitigating violence in the election. So many things have been said about it. Our role, what is our role? We are doing it now. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Can I hear you say we are doing it now? I didn't hear it. Can I hear it louder? Can I hear it more? That is what we are doing. This is our role. Our role is, we have so many. If you go to university, you see people flying colors. You see people, wearing black, wearing what's that the name of that cap? Barrettes. You see people changing colors and all of that. What is our color here? We have white, we have blue. Not just the color, but we have a sign. We have something that is crested on it. And what is that is crested on it? Is it court? Is it Buccaneer? Is it Axemen? Is it Tutu? Can I hear that thing that is written on your t-shirt? Louder, please. That is the message we are taking here. So many young people should have been here, but I tell you, in one thing or the other, I made them not to be here. But the message you are wearing, and for you being part of this program, is a very, very, very big thing for you to be here. So what we are trying to say is this, that this message we are passing today, you are just an eye-opener to the rest of young people out there. You are an eye-opener to the rest of young people in your yard, in your village, in your church, and all of that. What we want to do now is, when you are leaving this place, you are going home with a message of vote not fight. Vote not fight. Some people said yesterday to my hearing, to my hearing, he said, nah, people are afraid of this election. No. People are afraid of this election. Why are they afraid? Who can tell me? Violence. By who? Youth. Which youth? By who? Okay, let me tell you what happened. Some persons said that they will not come to vote. Mind you, some people said they will not come to vote. Reason? Because of the earlier threats by the IPOB. They will not come out to vote and all of that. My answer to them is this. If you don't vote, you are killing yourself. You are killing this state. If you don't vote, that means anybody can emerge. You won't have candidate of your choice. So, what am I saying? All of us must come out to vote. And let me use this medium to inform all candidates. All candidates of any polity, irrespective of your political party, those vying for governor, this is the time to embrace peace. This is the time to speak peace. This is the time to be the real ambassador that we have called you to be earlier before now. Thank you and God bless you.
So let's clap for him. We're rounding off this session by, please, Oga, Commissioner of Police, Biko. We are breaking protocol because they want to cut us off on air, but we've just begged them, we are just like Oliver Twist. Please, Nonso made mentioned a very, very vital point about what, activities of IPOB. You remember, in fact, I opened one of their audio messages the other day. Do you know what it said? It actually said that the guy was pleading with me, telling me, he almost told me his name. He said, no, let me not tell you my name, but I'm a senior INEC official from Abuja, and there's this thing we've devised that on that day, once you dip your hand in the ink and vote, then they will take your DNA. Using my head, rationally, it can never be. It can never happen, because what has ink got to do with, DNA that works with blood and all this? Do you understand? So please, sir, we have a lot of these. Okay, the other day I went to Nne. Do you know what they told me? Some women that came for the roundtable meeting said that somebody came to the market distributing papers, telling them that if they come out to vote that day, they will do what? They will die. Biko, Honorable Commissioner of Police, Gwanai, do we come out that day? We will die, please.
I want to assure you that Anambra was adjudged to be the safest state in the Federation. This does not come by mere chance, but through the effort of the law enforcement agent. It is the only command that we have a mutual relationship with the sister agencies. It is the only command that we practice community policing. We didn't operate alone, we partnered with the community to get it right. With all what we have on ground, I'm assuring you, no trade, come out and vote. If those trade exist, automatically by now you will have been receiving gunshot. But this is the safest so far in the Federation. So people should come out and vote. Scientifically, how does your DNA go through fingerprint? So if you are enlightened, that is why all this sensitization is part of the youth education. My co-speaker and other ones, they have told you, did this politician bring his candidate, his relation? They are in UK. Why are you dying for? Is it the spirit that will come out and do the violence? It's the same we. So you have to be very, very careful. The command is apt. The command is poised. No trait, no form of intimidation, no person or group of persons that can thwart this election effort. So no fear. Come out and vote accordingly. Thank you.
All right. Finally, please, we want to. Somebody was meant to be here. That's the chairman of NUJ, Mr. Imai Fesinachi, but exigencies, he couldn't make it. But then we also have his partner talking about the person from Guild of Broadcasters, Adobe Adia. We want you to briefly, just in 2 minutes, give us an update on some of the activities that some OAPs here in Anambra State have been engaging in, with their voice. Because already, I know that if you're on air, I think you convince somebody faster than the person that writes. Do you understand what I mean? It hits. What's hit faster than the ones you write down? So Adobe, please, let's clap for Adobe idea.
Thank you so much, Ify. I'll start by thanking the organizers of this program. Honestly, it's an opportunity to